Hello, welcome to this next video on tags. In this video, we're going to see how tags can help us distinguish different types of objects to see what kind of thing we hit, and also see what the collider parameter in onTriggerEnter does. Okay, let's jump into it by looking at the coin. So currently in our code, if we run into any object, it's going to say trigger. It doesn't matter what we hit, it's just going to say trigger. What we want to do is be able to say, well, I only want to respond in a certain way if I hit a coin. That's what we would like to say. And so what we can do is give the coin a tag. So I'm going to go click add tag. Again, just to clarify here, this is at the very top of every game object. So everyone could have a tag, and tags are usually just a short-term solution. If you're building a big project, you don't want to be relying on tags. It'll get very messy. But for now, let's put a tag in, and we'll see how we can change it later to be a bit more robust. But let's go to the coin script, the coin game object rather, go to tag and click add tag, and I'm just going to make a new tag called coin and click save. So now if we go back, the coin is still untagged. We have this default list of tags, and we also have this new one that we added called coin. So let's add coin in here, and now the tag says coin. Okay, now if I go back into my script in onTriggerEnter, I have this parameter called collider, and the variable here is other. So the parameter is other, the parameter type is collider. So here's this other, that is the thing I hit. So remember that player collision is a component that's attached to the player here. So player collision is on the player. That means that this onTriggerEnter is being called from the perspective of the player. And so when the player runs into something, onTriggerEnter gets called, and this other is the other thing that I hit. So if I hit a coin, that other is going to be specifically the collider that's attached to the coin. If the player hits the cylinder, this obstacle, then this collider, other, is going to be the collider attached to this obstacle here. And so what we can do is we can get a reference to this, right? This other is going to be the collider on the coin, and I can get the tag from that game object, where other.tag. So I'm going to say if other.tag is equal to, well, in this case, coin, then I can say, for example, we hit a coin. So let's see if that works. Let's just press play, and we'll drag our player through the coin here. And I seem to have moved this collision shape. I seem to have dragged it by accident. Let me stop, and I seem to have moved it. Yeah, I did for sure. So may have to fix this collider. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so there it is. Turns out I moved my model away from 0, 0. So let's put it back. Okay, now if I click on the player, now the player is right in the collider again. The model is. So let's try this again. Okay, so let's drag this player into the cylinder. Nothing happens. Well, first of all, the cylinder still has is trigger unchecked. Now if I play the game and I check is trigger while it's playing, then sure enough nothing happens. But then when I stop, is trigger is unchecked again, because I changed it while I was playing. So make sure you change it while the game is stopped. But anyways, back to the main point, let's try to collide with the coin. So go to the player, try to collide with the coin. And sure enough, I see hit a coin gets printed. So that's working well. The one thing I'll change here is that it's slightly more efficient to write other.compare tag. Now this is not really a place where we need to be too concerned about efficiency, but if it's available for us, we might as well use it. So here we're going to say if other.compare tag is coin, then hit a coin. Same thing as before, basically. So your challenge for this video is to, first of all, print a message when the player hits a coin, and then create another object that will be an obstacle if you don't have one already, and use debug.log to print a message that indicates only when the player hits that specific type of obstacle. So that's your challenge. I'll let you pause the video and give it a try. Okay, welcome back. Good job for trying the challenge. So we're going to need another tag. So this obstacle, I'm going to add another tag called obstacle and save that. Click on our obstacle and we can add the tag to it. And now in our code, let's copy this if. And I'll let you decide if we need if or else if here, what the difference is. Put obstacle. And we're going to compare to this obstacle string. So if we hit a coin tag, then print hit a coin. If we hit an obstacle tag, then print hit an obstacle. Now, as it turns out, if and else if are going to work the same here because the tag is not going to be coin and obstacle at the same time. But let's put else if just to make sure that only one of these happens. And let's press play and see if we can get this message to print for obstacle and for coin. So now we're successfully distinguishing the type of object that we're hitting. Okay, that's great. In the next video, we're going to see how we can use getComponent to actually get the components of objects that we hit. So we'll see that in the next video.